Yes.
All right, you beautiful viewers of Cries from the Underworld. I'm here with Pano and Hilja from the Finnish excellent band Swarm. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you doing these troubled times?
Well, yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Yes.
And you, Pano?
I don't know. Fine. Everything's fine. Times are weird, but not much you can do about them. So just
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
And you have maybe landed in Finland after a really amazing performance here in Stockholm, where I paid a visit. How was it to play gigs in Stockholm?
Well, it was really nice. We didn't really know what to expect because that was our first time there, and we didn't really know if anyone had heard about us before. So it was a really nice surprise to see that people came there and enjoyed the show, and we did also a lot. It was so nice.
Yeah. And maybe some of the viewers are new to the band Swarm. I have two members, but there are also another members that are not included in this conversation. Would you mind at this point telling me a short introduction of the members that are not present right now?
okay. So there are 3 more members in the band. There's a drummer. His name is Donny. The bass player Leo, and the second guitarist called Einari. And yeah, we have played. I've played with Donny, the drummer, earlier in some bands, but Leo and Einari, the bass player and the guitar player, are new faces, and it's really cool to play with new guys.
Yeah. And how did you find them in the beginning?
Well, the drummer Donny, we have a rehearsal space in Lahti, in Finland, and we have a studio there, so as well, and Donny has his drums over there, so it kind of came like, hard to explain. It just happened that Donny was came to be a member in the band, and Leo and Einari, they are friends, so they kind of Leo just sent some was it like Hilja, he sent a message in Instagram that he would like to play in the band, and then we were thinking about another guitar player, and Leo then told us that his friend Einari plays the guitar and would be a cool match to the band, and that's basically it.
Yeah, because I think that Leo heard or got some, information that we're forming some kind of band. First, there was only me and Panu, and I didn't know that we were even going to perform live. We were just supposed to record a couple of songs, and it kind of started itself because then Donny came along and Leo put a message to me that if you ever need a bass player, I'm free for that. And when I told Panu about that, he got excited. Okay, I mean, he's a good player, so why not? And that's how it went, actually. So it was kind of forced that we started to perform and rehearse. And And it was actually kind of funny that it went that way, but it's really good because now we have a great group and great guys. So, yeah.
What are the other members bringing to the table? What's their take? Because you said you and Pano started the band, and then the others came. What are they bringing to the table?
Well, I think that Panu is better answering this because I think that, well, I have to say that Leo and Einari, they are a bit younger than all of us three, and they bring a lot of like new energy and new ideas and kind of things that, I mean, I know that Donny and Panu have been doing this for a long time together and in other groups, so it's kind of a new energy and new thing to work with new people, I think. But maybe Panu can tell more about that.
Yes, please do.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, the energy is really cool with with the younger guys, but they are also very musical guys. They when we started doing actually, yeah, I have to go a bit backwards because the EP that we did, we did it all by the three of us, me and Donny and Hilja, and it was basically, it was ready when Leo and Einari came to the band. So they were basically coming into a ready, you know, ready, I don't know, ready table. So now when we have been writing new songs and putting them together to the new EP that we are about to release, there's much more input from them and their ideas and their style, which brings much more color to the music, because it's just not because I don't play all the guitars or, you know, say what you have to do, or so they bring color.
Yeah, that's a cool one. And what kind of musical landscape are the members coming from that are included, or just an inspiration when it comes to writing music?
Well, yeah, I think that, well, Panu, you have a long background. You started in 90s, and also I've lived my life. I've been young in the 90s, so of course the 90s music is really affecting us also. But also the 70s kind of rock music is really big deal. And I think that Leo and Einari, even though they are young guys, but they still have that same kind of taste in music. But and also Donny, he likes the kind of, you know, new wave of heavy metal, Iron Maiden and stuff like that. So we have a bit of different kind of spices, and we're mixing them together, and that's a interesting thing, I think.
Yeah. Do you want to say something more about it, Pano, or
No, maybe, yeah, I think the blend is very interesting because every one of us is, although we have the same kinds of musical influences, but there's still so much different stuff, like club music or house music or or black metal, or you know, because every one of us are also music fans. Everybody likes to listen to music a lot, so, and different kinds of music. So I like the blend.
And I really agree with you, because I can hear it on your first release, your EP, your self-titled EP, that you are listening to a lot of other kind of music, because what you said about the band members, they adding color, and I think your music adding layers or colors, because they come from different direction, but there are a skeleton that you are influenced by this band. I can hear it, but I can also hear other influences that are not directly heavy metal or doom, so to say.
Yes, and I think that is a strength also. That's not just that we just don't listen to doom or really heavy music. It's maybe it's struggling to find words here, but yeah, I think we have a we sound somehow unique, I think.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Yeah. And do you have any bands that you agree that this is a huge influence to the band?
I think we never actually agreed on anything that we want to sound like. And it's also difficult to us to define what kind of genre our music is. And maybe we don't even want to define it.
No.
I think that, well, we have discussions often about bands we like, and of course we like to introduce some stuff to each other, and just but there are also differences in opinions, so that's also one thing that is great, actually, that we're not like going on the same direction all the time, and that brings a lot of stuff also into our music.
Yeah.
For example, I like grunge and stoner music a lot, and then our drummer says that, well, I don't really like grunge music that much. So, but still there are those elements there, and he's okay with that, and it's not a problem. But it's also nice that we can talk about it, but we don't really agree on that we're doing this just certain kind of stuff, and that is I think that makes the music richer, kind of, that there are a lot of influences there in that blend.
Let's agree that you are not a genre, you're a band, and you're a fantastic band. That's also a genre.
Thank you.
And if you would like to, for the viewers pleasure, would you mind try to, from the first step that you took as a band, what was your why did you choose to call the band Swarm, for example?
It sounded cool. It's a short name. I think it's like easy name in that way. So there are no many parts in that name. So we wanted something short and simple, but something that kind of also would be proper for the music. And I think that was the best idea we had. We had some other ideas that we balled around, but that was the one that I think that we both actually we were deciding the name with Panu, so so we both agreed that that is what it is.
Yeah. And as you said, it's easy to remember even for a drunk guy in Stockholm seeing you for the first time. So that's good. And Pano, what do you remember what kind of band names that you rejected?
No, actually, I don't. I really don't.
The vault or something like that, or vault of silence or something like.
Yeah, that was one. Yeah.
The vault was the kind of word that we liked, but then we thought that okay, it's not us. So
yeah. And would you also mind telling us a little bit about the writing session for the released EP, your self-titled one?
Well, yeah. It actually started. Helia spoke earlier about that we were just the two of us, and we actually the first song that was made was a song called Frail, and it's an acoustic song with some fuzz guitars and some harmony vocals and stuff like that, and we I don't think we were even so sure if nothing's gonna happen after that. So, but then we both felt that we have to do that. There could be a band in this, and so I just started to making riffs songs with an acoustic, and that's kind of they are all written with an acoustic guitar. So and after that, going to the rehearsal space and try it out with some fuzzies and stuff like that. But yeah, and when I have an idea, I usually send it right away to Helia with an acoustic dabble and some weird singing, and and Helia usually then writes the vocals,
and you mean it could be acoustic at the beginning, but it ends up as an electric one in the end?
No, there's just I like working with an acoustic guitar because it you can't just play riffs with acoustic guitar. It's you have to think of some melody also when you do when you write music with an acoustic. So I did the other songs to the EP with a band in mind. So only Frail was a true acoustic song.
Yeah. I really glad that it stayed acoustic Frail, because it reminds me of the best times when Jerry Cantrell or Alice in Chains did the Zap EP or that kind of stuff. So that's I'm you don't know this, but when I start listening to a new band, or if it's the first or the second or their 14th record, I always start with song number 3. So that's what's a good one, because I think like this. In your case, Nevermore, that was your video song, and then there again, it's a fantastic song. But when I dig deeper into a record, I always start with song number 3, and if it's an amazing song, which Frail are, then I know I'm there. I can start listening to the whole album. It's a pretty fucked up idea, but that's how I'm rolling.
No, that's actually a great idea. And I also, because we were talking once about the lyrics of There Again, and I wrote there that you put song 3 I don't remember now, but when I wrote the song, I chose that it was song 3 that starts to play. And that's always, I actually told Panu that, yeah, but that normally when you listen to records, it's always the 3rd song is also important to me. I also do that same thing, so that's kind of great that you do that also.
I'm really happy to hear I'm not the lost guy there.
No, definitely not. And Frail is actually my favorite song also from the EP. For some reason, I love the mood in it, and it's the only song where I didn't write the lyrics, so that's why it's easier to say that I like it so much, because yeah, because I mean I took it just as a song, and really beautiful song also, so I didn't really have to fight with it or listen to it so many times that when you do that sometime you don't hear the song the same way you hear it for the first time. And I think that Frail that's why it's my favorite, because I haven't played it too much in my head, I think.
No.
Maybe.
Do you remember what you felt the first time Pano sent it to you?
Yeah. I mean, I was blown away, and I was actually pretty surprised. Well, yeah, surprised when Panu asked me if I wanted to sing, and he introduced the idea that way that he just had a couple of songs, and would I be interested in singing in them? And of course, I've always liked stuff Panu does, has done before, so it was kind of exciting also to go into the studio and sing, and it was exciting, but also I was really, really happy about this. It was so nice because the songs were good, and yeah, I didn't maybe show it that time, but I was like really, really, really happy.
It's like when you're a fanboy and meeting some of your idols, you need to play a little bit calm, not to be.
Yeah, I think I was kind of fangirl. Yeah, I have to admit it, and I still am. Yes.
Yeah. And if you didn't wrote the lyrics, who wrote the lyrics, Pano?
That's
Panu wrote the Frail lyrics. Yeah.
Oh.
So it was Panu's lyrics, not mine.
Okay. And what are the lyrics about?
well, the lyrics are, it's they tell a not a story, it's just a kind of a they tell about us as human beings being really fragile, and we are not that tough. We are more fragile than tough.
Yeah.
In our feelings, and it's basically about that.
Cool. And I guess that you, Hilja, wrote the other lyrics for the other 3 songs on the EP. In what environment are you drawing the biggest inspiration to write lyrics?
Well, I actually kind of write when I'm moving. So when I go out for a walk or I'm doing some kind of exercise or something, I listen to the demo in my ears, and sometimes the idea just comes from the things I see or something that I have seen before, or maybe the biggest influence is the actual song that I'm listening to. It's kind of funny that different kind of songs get me in different kind of moods and start to mingle my thoughts around. So I don't really know where the ideas really come from, but I've noticed that the best way for me to get those ideas is to move, to do something. And then when I get back home or get my phone, so I write something down, and then I write them later, maybe on paper or something like that. But it's just that I first get the new ideas, some words, some moods or something like that. So it's kind of a process for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
oh,
It is.
sorry. Juan.
Yeah, it's. I hate writing lyrics because it's a really hard process to go through. I always it takes time to find the first line that has to be really good, and then it starts to kind of
Evolve.
write itself. But finding the first line that goes with the feeling of the song is hard.
Yeah, I can imagine that's why I was in some bands when I was younger, but we were in a punk hardcore band, and that's easy to write because we have lyrics in Swedish about getting up from bed and kicking your feet in the electricity, and it called I don't know how to say it in English, but it's called kicking your feet in the what is it? You put the electricity in some kind of, I don't know the word, I skip it.
Okay.
Socket.
And we have also some songs about asthma, which you can't inhale because and that's sort of thing, and that's easy. That you don't need to be an author to write that kind of punk lyrics.
Yeah.
And did you had any discussions about what song to start with on the EP, and the second one and a third one, and did you have?
Yeah, we had a discussion about that because I think that I think the Nevermore was the easy pick for the first song because it's kind of catchy song also, and it's something that I think that gets you in it. And then we thought that maybe Frail is not the best choice for the second because it's acoustic, and I think that but we thought that it wouldn't be good as last song either. So it was, yeah, we had this idea behind it. Yeah, we thought about it a lot.
Yeah, and the We Should Know song, the fourth song, has a kind of an epic ending, so it would have been kind of weird to put any music after that, so that's about it.
Yeah, I agree. And was there any more songs? You talked briefly in the beginning of our conversation, Pano, about writing an upcoming EP, but are there some leftovers from the first EP recording session?
No, there's we only did those 4 songs, and right after we because we thought that it would be great to kind of introduce the band with 4 songs, and right after we finished the EP and mixed it, there's there was new ideas coming. So now and we've been playing one long new song at gigs, and now it's getting released, but we didn't but it kind of it came to my head right after the EP, so no leftovers, kind of.
Was there any challenging part when recording the first EP, Hilja?
Well, I think that well, when we were actually recording Frail song, you talked earlier about the asthma, so I had it really bad that time, and I think that it was difficult because I wasn't sure if my voice is okay, and I felt a bit struggle with that one, but it came out okay eventually, and I have my medication right, so there are no problems with that anymore. But that was the case when we started recording. It wasn't I wasn't in good shape singing wise that time, and also we started recording. It was the COVID time, and I hadn't really been singing in a long time in that time, because there were no I've been doing some background singing and stuff like that, so there were no gigs or anything like that. So I also think that was also the one thing that I felt a little bit shocked then, that if my voice is okay. But yeah, that was maybe the biggest one.
It came out beautiful, so you don't need to be nervous about that.
Okay, thank you.
And the artwork for the EP, who did it, and how do you think it matched the songs on the EP?
Well, I think that came out really nice. It was this young artist, Petra Oravakangas, who did the art. Of course, we gave her the idea that what we wanted, and I think that the original ideas were, Panu had a couple of nice ideas, and I made some kind of, I draw quickly some kind of stuff based on that idea and send it to Petra. And I'm actually, personally, I'm really happy about the result. It's really good, and I think that it goes well with the music.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything more about that, Panu?
I think the artwork really it came out really well. It tells a story about the place where this whole music, the whole EP happened. So I'm really happy about it. It's really cool. It's
really symbolic, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what you get. I was that type of crate digger in my early teens, in the 90s, when you just couldn't hear the songs before. So sometimes you saw a brilliant record cover and thought this might be the best album I never heard, and then you came home, put it on the vinyl player, and it was shitty.
Yeah.
I remember one album. It was Alice Cooper's guitarist, Kane Roberts. He was kind of what did you say? He was a huge person with a lot of muscles, and on the record sleeve he has a guitar that was like an AK-4 gun, and I thought, this must be heavy. But it was like, if you're familiar with a person called Desmond Child, he
Yeah.
writes all the slow songs, the ballads of the 90s for many bands.
Yeah.
And a very bad voice also, but he looks cool on the album cover, so I still have it and I play it once or twice or a year, but I don't like it.
But I think that it's a important thing. I mean, for me personally, I think that visual side also has to go somehow with the music, and so that it makes the whole thing all together. So yeah, it's really important.
Very much.
Yeah.
And but how was the feeling of playing the song from the EP live here in Stockholm?
Absolutely. It was really, it was so great. I'm still overjoyed by the whole gig that happened.
And I thought the whole package of the three bands that were included in this evening, they were the first band, and then come you, and then Holy Life. It was an amazing evening. I felt really happy inside when I left Bar Brooklyn.
It's so nice to hear, because I think that's what we're trying to put out when we go on stage. We hope that people really enjoy and have fun also. It's not that serious. We're having fun on the stage too, and that was actually our first gig this year overall, so it was so nice to be back on stage again. So I'm really glad that it came out also as that, and you enjoyed it. So that really warms our hearts to hear that.
So I hope Boris take you back to Sweden soon.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, let's see. We have discussed about this, and let's hope that it happens sooner the better.
I will speak with him because he has a huge death metal festival here in Stockholm now in February. So I will whisper in his ear.
Thank you. Yes, for us.
He is a marvelous man. I really enjoy talking to him, and he's always treating people nice. And that's what really struck my heart, that all the bands that were on stage celebrate what he does for you, and that's what was a real nice thing of you to do.
Yes, definitely. And we're really thankful for Boris about everything he's done. And I think that, OK, Holy Life was the kind of band that I think that people came to see, probably. I think that was the main thing. And I think that without Boris, they probably would not been there so many times, or with so great gigs that they have done. So we're also enjoying all of that Boris has done to Holy Life. So we're kind of having that also to us now. So that is so great. And he's a great guy, I have to admit. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. What can you tell about the upcoming material? You pointed out briefly, as I said earlier, that you are writing new music. What can you say about that at this point?
Well, I'm actually excited. Panu has ideas all the time coming out, and we have the two songs that we're publishing out in a couple of days. Actually, they actually are different songs from that are on EP, kind of different, and also together they are different. So we're excited to publish them. Of course, people might have heard on a second of them on our live shows, so it's nice to publish it now out and put it on. It's a digital release, so it will be heard on different kind of digital Spotify and YouTube and stuff like that. And of course, there are still a lot of new stuff that we're making all the time, and there's so many great songs to pick from and start to make. So I'm also excited what we're gonna do. We have to just sit down together and choose the best ones, because there are a lot of really good ideas in there coming.
And what type of arguing do you have when you discuss which songs to include or to exclude?
I think we didn't really argue when it came to EP. I think, did we? I don't remember.
No, no, we didn't. Yeah, no, we didn't argue. I think now, because I have personally never been in the situation that we have like the band has like 15 songs to choose from, because I've always been used to doing like 8 songs and they all go to the album and that's it. So it's kind of a new situation now, and I know that the guys are going to say that fuck that song, that is, you know, they are going to be really straight, and that's good.
Yeah,
So,
I think that I also agree that it's because we can be really straightforward with each other. We can say that, okay, I don't want to do that, and of course we have to listen to the other guys also, what they like to do, what they like to, because now they have a lot more to say about this material we're working with, because of course Leo and Einari were not in when we made the first EP, but now I also I like them to have more saying in this, so that it's the whole band that can decide. So when we're going to sit down and discuss about the songs, I'm just gonna let the guys choose, and then of course there are a couple of my favorites that I'm gonna put my hand down, and I'm gonna be tough with them, but yes, I think that's I have to think that they need to have saying in this time. So yeah. We're a democratic band.
Cool. And how would you describe, Pano, Hilja's voice?
Hilja's voice is very beautiful. It can be very fragile. It can be very powerful. It suits very well to the music. The music is kind of rough and heavy, but Hilja's voice is the diamond on top of the music. So I really love Hilja's voice.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's nice to hear.
That's why you are singing in the band, maybe. And what's your take on Pano, Hilja?
Well, as I told earlier, I've always liked the stuff that he does, and he's an amazing singer also, and also a musician. So of course, I'm a really fangirling all the time, and I have to say that I knew that he's a talented guy, but now that we're in the same band, and when he sends his ideas, I mean, I'm in awe how much ideas he has. I think that he has something going on in his head all the time, and that's something I mean, I'm surprised and admire also that somebody really has that all in his head all the time. And those ideas, they're always great. I mean, when he sends me the idea, I'm not sure about this, and I'm like, oh my God, that's great, you know. And I mean, that's crazy that almost everything he sends to me, it kind of gives also ideas to me. So I just have to a little bit down, put down myself, not to write all the ideas out. So I have to save some good ideas, because now if we don't make this song on the album or something like that, so I don't want to go to waste, So he gives me ideas, and he has a lot of ideas in his head. So it's really nice to work with this kind of guy.
Sounds amazing. And do you have any upcoming gigs that you can speak about at this point?
Yeah, actually, we're gonna have now we decided that we're not gonna have so many gigs this spring, because we want to work on the music. But there is in Lahti, in our hometown, there is coming this acoustic show. That's a special show in April, and in May, in the beginning of May, we're going to Riga, Latvia. We're going to have a show over there, and well, those are the ones that we can talk right now. Yeah, but those are the next ones.
Yeah. And if you try to describe, is there an existing musical scene in Lahti?
Yeah, there is actually, and a lot of amazing musicians. For example, the guys that are in our band are based here in this town, and they are so talented, and there are a lot of thing going on. I mean, a lot of young people, younger than us, starting bands and doing great music. So there is, a lot of good stuff.
Anyone that you want to mention?
Well, Beetlezeus is one of the bands that is, I think, that is going to be big. Of course, Pokti, that performed also in Stockholm with us.
Yeah,
that is also a great one. Well, those are the first ones that come to mind now. Yeah.
Do you have any other bands that you want to tell us about, Panu?
I really can't say about Lahti. I don't live in Lahti. I don't. Well, we do go in bars in there when I am there. So
You do? You drink? You drink beers?
There are Finnish bands. Like Slovenia is one of the ones you may need to check out. So, what else? Petrov was really good. We played a gig with a band called Petrov. Instrumental music, but it was really great. There's a lot of bands in Finland, yeah, but they are they're making their music in Finnish, and it's kind of a mixture of pop and punk and rock and younger people. So it's really great to see that, because I think that the band scene was maybe a little quiet for a few years, and now seeing the younger guys and girls making great music, it's really cool.
In my humble opinion, writing music with Finnish lyrics are the best that comes around, because I think it was maybe in the beginning of 2000, it was a Swedish band, and I think they are coming from Finland, some of the members. They called Heritage, and they were pretty amazing, and they could sing about anything, and they seem to so aggressive, and I really love it. So when I need to come down after my day job, I put on Heritage, and I really enjoy it every time. It's the best language to sing, even if it's some sort of music that you played on the boats that are going between Sweden and Finland, or if it's hardcore, or if it's crust or black metal or death metal. I really enjoy the Finnish lyrics.
Well, that's nice to hear, because I have to send you some bands that you might like that are in Finnish, actually. So.
But I don't understand the shit, I must say that.
No problem.
Okay, that really sums up our conversation, but I really want to say thank you. It was a really nice conversation. I really enjoy it, and if I was an admirer before, I'm admire you even more after this beautiful conversation.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was
You're
really
so
great
kind.
that you had us.
Yeah, and
It's our pleasure.
Yes.
and as you are my guest, you have the ability to say some famous last words. What do you want to say, Panu?
I can't think of anything else, but let's do it to it.
Yeah.
And you, Hilja?
Well, just listen to music, and whatever ever kind of music, bands, buy records and albums, and support us. Go to gigs. It's important to us. Yeah.
Very much
Thank you.
important. Thank you.
Thank you.